koutou, malo, kia orana, nibula. Kia ora, my name is Whaea Bec, and it's great to be back here with you again today to get our creative game on and make a lovely piece of artwork. Before I start though, and talking about lovely pieces of artwork, I've had some people send in some of their own artwork and I'd love to show you. So, got a photo on my screen here that I can show you. Bubble lettering that we did on the first day, thanks to Jan. And Jan also sent me a photo of her logo design, and she used a lovely tall giraffe. I think she looked at the giraffe and saw that it was an elegant, graceful being, and that's why she liked to do that. Another great picture that I got was from Miss. Now Miss is her nickname. You can see her there with her lovely bubble lettering. And look at the colour that she's added to it and the pattern. I thought that was just fantastic. So well done, Miss. Mrs. Mum also got in on the game, and she sent me a photo of the start of her logo design. Her name is Rihanna. So that was really lovely to get photos from a couple of the family members. And the last one I've got to show you today is from Chanel. And she's done some lovely bubble lettering. Looks like she's added some colour there as well. So really great to receive those. It's really encouraged me no end seeing what you've been doing out there. So today, what have we got for today? Today we are going to look at ko ai o, who am I, and we're going to keep continuing to document our lives. But today I thought we could do a drawing of our bedroom. Now you might share a bedroom, or your bedroom might be a little bit messy. That doesn't matter, you can still draw it, or you might want to tidy it up before you get your drawing going. It's really up to you. Also, if you're finding some of the lessons a little bit difficult, make sure you go and ask a whānau member to help you do your drawing today. Alright, let's have a look at our keywords. I've got them written on a bit of paper so that it can help you with your spelling. So, what's going to be important to drawing our room today? The first word I want to look at is tirohanga, perspective, and that is how you spell that word. We'll look at a little bit about into what perspective means soon. Also, last lesson we looked at pangoretireti, which is proportion. Proportion is also going to be important to our drawing today. And of course, to sketch out hua hua. That's usually important most days, isn't it? So those are our keywords for today. I'll just put those over there. Also, I wanted to show you a couple of pictures from some artists who have made artworks focusing on inside the home. And the first picture by a photographic artist actually called Anne Noble, and she documented her father through the interior of his home. So I'll show you that here. You can see her photos. She has actually cropped or cut out the background and focused in on certain parts of his house. So if you're into photography, that might be an idea for you. And I've got a little painting sketch here. And it's quite interesting. It's actually the only painting sketch that I could find in my house, because we don't have a lot of pictures of interior or rooms. But it was quite a nice one, and you can see that there are two rooms. In fact, the artist is sitting in one room drawing that curtain looking through into another space. So I thought that was an interesting idea. Okay, where to start with your room? So, hopefully you can follow along with this. I'm going to teach you about 1 point perspective. So we looked at that word before, perspective, and that the word perspective talks about showing distance in your drawing. So we don't live flat, we live in 3 dimension, and so that's what we need to draw when we're drawing our bedroom. So to start, I'm going to put in a horizon line. We're going to be using a lot of line today, So you might want to use a ruler. I'm just going to do it freehand. And so that's called our horizon line. That is across that way. Vertical lines go that way. Now in the middle of our horizon line we're going to put an X, and that is going to be the point of our perspective. The next thing I'm going to draw over the top is the back wall of a room that I'm imagining in my head. So I'm going to put a rectangle using a horizon line. Oh, gone a bit wobbly. A vertical line down each side. I might just rub that out because it's going to put me off, I think. And another horizontal line across the bottom there. So this is going to be the back wall of our room. Now to find the ceiling and the wall, to find the wall lines, we're going to start in the centre where our X is and draw through the corner of our back wall. Do that down this way as well. I actually need to turn my paper around to be able to do that at a good angle. These lines, you want to draw them fairly lightly because we will end up rubbing, well not these ones, but later on some of the lines you do draw, we will need to rub them out because, oh, that went a bit wobbly. Maybe I should have used a ruler. That gives us a base for our drawing though. So if you look at these lines here, this is our back wall. That's the bottom of the side wall where the floor meets. Same with that side. And then this is where our ceiling is. So it's almost like you're looking into a tunnel, but it's actually into our room. Alright, where to from now? You might have a door on the side of your room. So from our centre line again, I'm going to draw another diagonal line just below this one, which will help us to find our door. So if I draw another vertical line there, and one a bit further on, that gives us the correct angle for our door. You might want to put a little doorknob on there as well. Make sure that's nice and straight. Some of my lines are a little bit wobbly. Okay. What's next in our room? Oh, you might have some drawers that you keep your clothes in your room. So I might draw the tabletop here. So if I draw another line coming out of my perspective point and one out there, and then I'm going to put my chest of drawers, the top of it, that will be the back there, and then this will be the front, and that gives us the top of our chest of drawers. So all we need to do now is draw our vertical lines down that way. And I might actually, how many drawers shall I have? I might have 6 drawers. Alright, so I'll just rub out some of these lines that I've got here, little mistakes. Of course you can touch things up as you go. So these lines here, we can rub those out, but I'll do that a little bit later on. You can put drawer handles. You might even want to put, if you've got maybe a pot plant on top of your dresser, you can put that on as well. So thinking about proportion, the things inside your room will be a lot smaller than the size of the room, so that's why I've drawn a small pot plant in there. Okay, what else can we put in our room? You might have a light coming from the ceiling, so we could draw, these are our ceiling lines here, you could draw a little cord for your light, and then just put on a lampshade, and voila, you have a light in your room. Now what else do we have in our rooms? We might have a window in our room. So I'm just going to draw on our back wall here another rectangle. And then from my centre, I can use these same lines here actually for that one, and for this one you want to make the lines go out that way. We need to put that in so that we can find the windowsill. So to find the windowsill, all we need to do now is draw another box inside that first rectangle, and that will give us our windowsill in perspective, showing us that it goes outside. Alright, you might have a poster on your wall. So if I want my poster to be over here, I'm going to draw a line coming out from my central point, another one here, and then add my vertical lines going that way, and then you can draw whatever that poster is on your wall. Okay, I might put a bed in my room, so coming from the centre, drawing a diagonal line out, that's going to be the top of my bed and against the wall, and it's going to come out, probably out to about there, so I'll draw another line in here and then draw our horizontal line, and I'm just going to soften the edges of that so that it looks like a nice comfy bed and not really awkward and have pointy edges. And then I'll put a little duvet cover over the top there. Alright, time to tidy up the drawing, I think. So what we can do now, once you've finished filling up your room with all the things in it, is rub out, oh actually before we do that, I might just I've got these lines down here that I used for the dresser. I might just use those to put in a mat on the floor. Could be any kind of mat, it could be a woven mat, it could be a woolen rug mat, anything like that. Okay, so what you need to do after that is just to rub out all your construction lines. We learnt about construction lines last time and how they are used to as a guide in your drawing, but they don't need to be there at the end. So we'll tidy those up. Make sure you don't rub out the wrong one. I've got my wall line there, which is actually really important to the drawing, but I need to rub out that wall line that's going through my bed. So you'll have all sorts of different things in your room, but hopefully using this 1-point perspective when you're drawing it will really help you when you're drawing your room. So once you rub those all out, then you can start going over and tidying up all your lines. If you have things like felt pens or colour pencils, then you can colour it up and make it look quite different. Now I got my son to do a drawing of his bedroom, so I'd like to show you that now. And so this is what he came up with. So I think he did a really good job, considering I just taught him how to use 1-point perspective, but there are a couple of things that have gone wrong in his drawing. So one thing that has gone wrong in his drawing is he's rubbed out the back wall line underneath his desk, but that's easily fixed. We can just draw that back in. I can still see the centre of his 1-point perspective, and that's going to help me correct his wardrobe door, which, and this is a common mistake, he's gone straight across there instead of angling that line down, showing the correct perspective. So to fix that up, all we need to do, I'd probably take that top edge of the door, because that will be right, draw through the drawing again, and then adjust that line there. So we can rub out that top bit and then you re-rub out the guidelines there. So he's filled up his drawing full of his posters and the things that he's had in his room, and I think he's done a really good job. hopefully you'll send me some of your pictures so that I can show them here on the show as well. So what did we learn today? I think we learned about perspective and showing distance in our picture, the space in the room. And we also learned a little bit about proportion and making sure the things inside our room are smaller than the large space in our room. So if you would like to send me in some of your work, you can do so. Just text it to 5811 or send an email with a photo if you can to hltv.co.nz. Now if you watched the last lesson, you would have seen that we drew figures. So that could be something that you could add into your room once you draw it if you wanted to take it that little bit further. Remember, if you are a young student and you need help, make sure you ask someone in your whānau. So I hope you've enjoyed our lesson today. I've really enjoyed drawing some rooms with you, and I hope to see you next time. So, see you next time. Ka kite, mā nuia.
Yeah!